So, last week I emerged from the Volta El Palomar, tired, slightly broken, but technically undefeated. And wow, was that a tough one. Rain, a never-ending downhill that made my quads file an official complaint, followed by an uphill crawl that felt like a slow-motion nightmare. Oh, and let's not forget my head torch deciding to go into semi-retirement. Classic. But hey, all was forgiven after the fantastic post-race get-together. Now, just 1 week later, we're back at it. Round 2 of the Circuit Vall Alfarrasi. Now, I was reassured, quote unquote, that this race would be easier and flatter, which, let's be honest, immediately set off my Spanish over-optimism alarm. But if, big if, it turned out to be true, that would be perfect because, well, I had another tiny challenge lined up. The Reading half marathon, virtually, the very next morning. Oh, and let's not forget my ongoing mission to complete the March 150 kilometers challenge. No pressure. So, I arrived in Alfarrasi having already warmed up with a 7-kilometer run earlier in the day, determined not to embarrass myself in front of the local elite runners from the Val d'Albaida, but also fully aware I needed something left in the tank for the 21 and a bit kilometers I was going to have to run on Sunday. What could possibly go wrong? After the rain-soaked madness of El Palomar, Alfarrasi greeted us with something almost unbelievable. A clear sky. And guess what? People actually turned up this time. With over 700 runners registered for the circuit and about 500 lining up for this evening's race, it was already feeling like a completely different experience. As always, it was great to see familiar faces from El Palomar, though, let's be honest, the real highlight was spotting the post-race food table. Would there be anything left by the time I finished? That was the real race. Turns out, yes, if you're a fan of apples. Cake? Not so much. Now, let's talk about the race starter. Fully dressed as a cow. Because, obviously, if you're going to start a race, you might as well do it with style. And unlike El Palomar, I actually felt enthusiasm this time. Probably because I wasn't standing there soaked to the skin with rain dripping down my back. Tactically, I played this one smart. Instead of getting swallowed up in the stampede, I started further back and let the speedsters charge right ahead. No panic, no stress, and surprisingly, the 7 kilometres I'd run earlier in the day turned out to be a good thing. It meant I warmed up way faster than usual, and I actually got into my race rhythm without taking the usual 4 kilometres to feel remotely human. Progress, right? The course itself, not bad at all. After winding through the industrial area, we hit the countryside, always a nice change of scenery. There was even a brief tease where we almost returned into the town before heading straight back out again for a steady uphill section. Here, disaster struck. Well, actually, a minor inconvenience, but let's be dramatic about it. Somewhere along the way, my carabiner broke and the cap that was attached to it fell off. Normally that would have been game over for the cap, but an absolute legend of a runner behind me sprinted ahead, scooped it up and handed it back like some kind of hero. What a guy! Classic example of the incredible Spanish running mentality. You just can't beat it. Now, the finish line moment. The race starter commentator actually recognised me.
El gran David Inglaterra. Grande David. El inglés de Nahuatl.
A personal shout out at the finish? Yeah, I'll take that. Final results, 21st in my age category and 459th in the race. As far as the Circuit Vall rankings are concerned, 18th in my age category and 264th overall. No prizes for me today, maybe on another occasion. Huge congrats to my friend who was placed third in her age group though. Next stop, Farley. After 2 races, I think I'm starting to get the hang of the circuit, which is probably a good thing because if there's one thing that I do know about Farley, it's got an extremely steep hill climb. Hopefully, I'll see you there. If you've actually made it this far to the end of the video, congratulations. That's awesome. So thank you very much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow runners.